YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. To all my new subscribers, welcome and thank you for joining. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I know I have been out of sight for a little while, just kind of going through my own things, but I am feeling re-energized and ready to jump back into it, and I'm kid-free right now, so I'm like, yes, let's get some videos out. So, this is going to be a water signs reading for November 2019. Happy birthday to my fellow Scorps. It's just going to be a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. If it does resonate, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do love to read your guys' comments, and I will get better at responding and things like that. If this doesn't resonate, that's fine. There are plenty of other amazing readers on YouTube. And it just goes without saying, because it is a general reading, it may not resonate. Also, energy is fluid, time is fluid, so whenever you see this video, it's meant for you, and the story is interchangeable. So if you're not feeling that energy, but someone around you is, then it may apply that way. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to pull an overall energy for the water signs. I hope everybody's doing well, and I just blew my own candles out. That can't be bad luck, can it? It's the wind. Let me relight them. And I may have to shuffle off camera just to keep my candles lit. Okay. Just the overall energy for water signs for November 2019. What is the overall energy for the water signs for November 2019? I didn't see which one that was, but one wanted to come out. What's the overall energy for water signs for November 2019? Interesting. Sexual arts. And you know what's funny? I just watched a reading from a very dear friend of mine, Natural Mystic Messages. Check her out if you haven't. She talked about Scorpios kind of moving into more of a sexual type of healing energy. And that's what I'm getting from this as well. And also 3-3. So you may be seeing 3s or 3-3s, you know. Sexual healing, sexual arts, tantric sex. These are not necessarily having sex with your partner or having sex with someone. This is reaching a level of consciousness that you only can during sex. I feel so crazy talking about this topic, and oddly enough, the stone I set out today. Normally, and I'm going to show this because normally I set out a handful of stones, and this time I only felt called to pull one. I mean, I always have my selenite, my amethyst, and my red river quartz because those are important to me. But I pulled this stone out, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. But it's a stone that helps with sexual trauma and sexual abuse. And I got it because I was sexually abused as a child. So some of you may be doing some womb healing or some inner child work that is surrounded by sexual abuse. So this is a significant message for somebody. I love spirit sometimes because my bag of stones is back here, but I only pulled one. So, anywho, and I also felt called to pull stuff from my grandfather, his dream catcher, which he passed, and this was the only thing I wanted of his. So there's something here, but let's see. Sexual arts. Okay, so that's the overall energy. Now let's get some messages. I forgot to grab my tarot. 1 second. Okay. Let's see. It's okay. Alright. Blow my candles out again. I'm just going to do this up here. Because the easier thing would be to move the candles, right? And I'm going to find out what the name of that stone is. I got it from another dear friend who has a crystal store. So I'll find out the name of it for you guys. What's coming in for our water signs? Got the Knight of Spears. This to me is either a fire energy, either you're dealing with someone who has fire in their chart, whether it be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This is communication to me, and it's fast-moving communication. Tell me more about the Knight of Spears. Tower. Okay. And true form, the tower is here for the water signs, especially Scorpios. I feel like this is in every reading. Ten of Wands, or Ten of Spears. I feel like this communication is going to be about a feeling of burdens. Some of you are ready to let go of some burdens, and I feel like it's dealing with someone in particular, and it's causing a tower. Why is the tower here? Lots of cards here. Why is the tower here? Page of Swords. Yeah. The Page of Swords is also some type of communication, and I feel like it's serious communication coming in because of the Knight here. But it's, to me, it's like avoidance of the issues. And some of you are ready to just walk away from the situation altogether. Why is the Ten of Wands here? Eight of Cups. Literally. Walking away again. The Eight of Cups. Which clarified Ten of Spears. Ten of Wands. Some of you are just done with a situation and ready to walk away and let these burdens go. They're not your burdens is what I'm getting. These are somebody else's burdens that you've kind of taken on as your own. Get more on the Eight of Cups. Ace of Coins. Yep. Okay. We got the Page of Coins at the bottom. Some of you are leaving, and cups represent relationship. Wands are more of like fiery, sexual, action-oriented, movement type of energy. Coins are, they can be financial, it could be energetic, physical moves. Some of you are not getting what you need out of this situation. I do feel like a lot of you, it's with a relationship. The communication just is not there, and it's created a tower. And in traditional tarot, the tower comes in to realign everything. You lose things that don't serve you anymore, that aren't there for your greatest and highest good, to make way for the Ace, a new beginning. So this is actually a beautiful reading. Going through a tower and having to leave things that you love, but may not necessarily be good for you, is painful. But This Ace of Coins tells me that it's not in vain. You're moving toward a fresh start. What's coming in with this fresh start for our water signs? What can they expect from this fresh start in November 2019? The Three of Wands, or Spears, in this deck is a card of waiting for your ships to come in. You've planted your seeds, and now you're waiting for them to be harvested. All the hard work you've put in, you're kind of just waiting at this point for it to come back to you. So let's see. Queen of Coins just wanted to fly out. And I saw this earlier while I was shuffling, but it was one of the cards that was flying everywhere. The Queen of Coins is wealthy. The Queen of Coins is stable. She's not necessarily emotional. So I feel like what's coming in with this fresh start is you're learning to gain control of your emotions and your water signs. You're very emotional, as that's just you. But you're learning to balance it out and be more grounded. Coins are very earthy. They're very grounded. You're learning to be patient. I'm getting a lot of patience with this. It's like once you leave this situation, as another thing, Pentacles are very slow moving, which tells me this is something that you've been putting a lot of work into. So it's like once you leave this situation, you can focus more on what you've been planting, your seeds, and you can tend to your garden, and you can harvest what you need to harvest. What else is coming in after this fresh start for our water signs in November 2019? Any other messages in regards to this fresh start for our water signs? This reading has taken a different turn than I expected. We have the Hierophant, and also this one wants to come out. What is that? Two of Cups. We have the Seven of Coins at the bottom, which again is telling me you've been putting in the work. The Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. This is someone who is knowledgeable, someone who's spiritual, someone who is a teacher of things. So the Two of Cups also came out. So, I heavily feel like, and especially with this card being your overall energy, I feel like a lot of you are either going to a spiritual teacher, or you're becoming so spiritual yourself that you have it in you to help others. Some of you will be public speaking. Some of you will be talking in groups. I know personally I've looked into going to some AA meetings because I have realized that I'm codependent. Some of you may need to look into codependency and find that that's a part of yourself where you've allowed others to kind of control you in a way where you didn't necessarily notice that you were this way. But at any rate, whatever it is, some of you may be on Facebook groups. You're going to share your story and help others, and you're also going to heal from that. And the Two of Cups normally to me is a card about love. Some of you may be either rekindling this situation, or you may be meeting someone new, but what I feel for most of you is this is loving yourself again. You are getting to the root of your childhood traumas, and some of you may have been abused emotionally, physically, sexually in adulthood, and it's like you are learning how to truly heal from them instead of blacking this energy and these thoughts out. So you're actually healing from them. Let's see. This is a beautiful reading. This is a strong reading of healing, self-healing, and self-love. What guidance or advice do we have for our water signs, November 2019? I cannot shuffle. What guidance do we have for our water signs in November 2019? We have the new moon in Virgo, which is a time to give rather than take. What I'm getting from that is... See, I always get a different meaning from this card when I pull it. To me, it's a card of giving to yourself. Stop putting yourself on the back burner. And I feel like that's why a lot of you are walking away from this situation. I feel like this relationship, whether it be romantic, family, friends, whatever, it was toxic. And you're finally at the point where you're just ready to walk away and get back to loving yourself. And that's what I get from this card. And it's every time I pull it, I read it, but I get something different than what it actually says. I do want to read the book on it, see if anything stands out to me. I feel like this is a card of recommitting to yourself, period. Now, being service to others will also help you, and that's what I was talking about by counseling or some kind of outlet where you're helping people through their similar traumas is going to help you. That's what this card is referring to as well. I'm going to pull from my Twin Flame Shadows deck. See if I can get specific on what needs to be healed within. I do feel like a lot of it is sexual trauma. I feel like codependency is another one. What do our water signs need to heal? What shadow work should they be doing in the month of November 2019? You can't make that up, you guys. I know it's the way it's set up. You can't see me shuffling, but literally, you're walking away from this person, this situation that is no longer serving you. That's strong here. You're taking better care of yourself, and you're walking away. It's like you've tried everything you can, and it's time to take care of you. And I feel like this card is still standing out to me. The Three of Swords, Three of Wands. Some of you have been waiting for your ships to come in, and they're not. And I'm not, and it's you're waiting on the wrong ships. It's like you're waiting for this person to get it and wake up and change, and they're not. What shadow work should the water signs be doing in November 2019? Whoa. It's too many, Spirit. We have projecting. And disillusioned. Projecting to me is you projecting your wounds and issues onto somebody else. So if it is something related to like a sexual trauma or some kind of pain you've dealt with, you're projecting it onto people you shouldn't be. And that's something the biggest lesson that I have learned on my journey is when somebody pisses me off or I'm hurt, once I get over that initial knee-jerk reaction, I look at myself and I say, okay, what am I contributing to the situation? What have I done that I have control over? I can't control so and so, but I can control myself. And how do I need to do that? Disillusioned to me is you've been kind of living with rose-colored glasses on, and it's like the truth through this tower is coming out. And the truth is when somebody's not ready to wake up and smell the coffee, they're not going to. So you have to take care of you first. This is a heavy lesson, and it's heavy even for me, because when you're an empath, and I'm sure most of you are, or even have traits of codependency, it's hard to grasp self-love and self-care because you feel selfish and you feel like you're letting other people down, but that's not your problem. And that's something that you have to say without any kind of guilt. So look into codependency. I'm getting that strong for some of you. And then some of you look into womb healing and look into healing from sexual or emotional abuse as a child. Okay, I do want to pull one more card. I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Workers of the Light, or Keepers of the Light deck. I'm going to say who you can ask for help from this month. And even if you don't believe in asking angels and guides for help, putting yourself into heavy research of something is a great way to get over something. It's a great way to heal. When I'm hurt, I typically dive into what I like to call wormholes and rabbit holes, and I do research nonstop until I feel better. So even if you don't believe in this, it's always cool to look up stuff and do some research. Green Tara came out immediately. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. Cords are being cut. The Tower is divinely guided. That's a major arcana. This is telling me that while you're moving through this energy, you are protected. And you're guided. And you will get through it. And you will be getting messages. And I pulled out my cartomancy deck because I want to pull, I believe in number synchronicity, so I'm going to pull a couple cards to see what numbers may be standing out to you. We already got 33, but I just want to look a little deeper because I find solace in those reassurances. And I will find out the name of this stone because I feel like that's significant too. And I'll put it in the comments. The Shekinah. I mess these names up so bad. The Shekinah. There's a little sacred geometry right here. If you can see it. Take a look into sacred geometry. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. This is all about self-love, self-care. It's a heavy feminine energy in this reading. There's a lot of sexual abuse that has happened to some of you, and I'm terribly sorry as somebody who's been through it and goes through it on a subconscious level. I'm truly sorry, and it's time to heal from that so that you can be the sexual person you need to be, so you can be the woman, even or man, whatever, that you need to be, because that is a part of you that you should be living in, but you don't because of what happened. So that somebody needs to hear that. Okay, do we have any other messages for our water signs for November 2019? Hold your vision. Stay the course. Keep looking forward. Stop looking back. Keep moving. Slow movement is better than no movement. So I hope this resonates, and I'm sending you guys so much love again. Happy birthday to the Scorpios, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.